Hey everyone, this is a refresher for Summoner Wars. You'll start the game with each player choosing a deck and then setting up their side of the board. Each deck comes with a reference card, and this will show you how to set up your units. The S is always your summoner, so that would go here. W is the wall, so that would be placed here. 2 puppets here, and 2 sirens here and here. After you're done setting up your side of the board, shuffle the rest of the cards and place them on the draw pile spot. Each player then rolls a die, and the highest number gets to choose who goes first. So I'll be playing the Benders, and since I got a 5, I will choose to go first. On the back of the reference card is the turn phase summary. The player taking their first turn skips the first 3 phases, and instead of moving 3 units like they normally can, they can only move 2. This restriction only happens on the very first turn. Now before I take the first turn, I'll talk about the unit cards. The big number here is the attack value. This tells you how many dice you roll when attacking. The smaller number is the summoning cost, which tells you how many magic points you need to spend to summon the card. Then you either have a sword or a bow symbol here. The sword means that the unit can attack any adjacent unit. You can never attack diagonally. If it had a bow symbol, that would mean that the unit could attack up to 3 spaces away in a straight line. You can never shoot through units unless an ability lets you. The little balls here show you how much life a unit has, so in this case it's 1. In yellow you have the name of the unit, and below that what type of unit it is. And here you have the unit's ability. Normal walls have 9 hit points and can be destroyed. So now back to the movement phase of my first turn. I can move up to 2 units. Whenever you move a unit, you can move it up to 2 spaces. You can never move diagonally or through a unit unless a special ability or event card allows you to. So I'll move the Siren 2 spaces here, and I'll move the Siren 1 space. After the movement phase is the attack phase. I can choose up to 3 different units to attack with. Each unit can only attack once per turn unless an event or special ability allows it to attack more than once. You can attack and destroy your own cards, but a unit can't attack itself. So I'll choose to attack with the Siren, and that's 2 dice. Anytime a die result is 3 or higher, it's a hit. So I rolled a 3 and a 5, so that would be 2 hits. So I would place 2 wound markers on the unit. Die results of 2 or lower are a miss. The Defender only has 2 life points, so it would be destroyed, and I'd place it face down in my magic pile. The last phase is Build Magic, and that's where you can take any number of cards from your hand and place them face down in the magic pile. Once the first turn is over, then it's the next player's turn, and they'll go through all 6 phases, starting with the draw phase. In the draw phase, you'll draw until you have 5 cards in your hand, and if there are no cards to draw, you simply don't draw any. So let's say that the other player took their turn, and now it's my turn again. I would draw up to 5 cards. After drawing, I'd move to the summon phase. In the summon phase, you can summon as many units as you want as long as you have the magic to pay the cost. I drew a Siren card, which only costs 1 magic point to summon. So if I wanted to summon the Siren, it would cost me 1 magic point, which I have here. So I'll flip the card face up, put it in the discard pile, and then I'll place the summoned unit in a spot that is adjacent to my wall. You can never summon a unit on top of another unit or diagonally from the wall. Summoned units need to be placed adjacent to the wall in an unoccupied space. After the summoning phase is the Play Events cards phase. Here you can play any number of event cards, including walls. Event cards don't have numbers in the top left corner. You'll play event cards one at a time, resolving the effects and then placing them face up in the discard pile. Wall cards can be placed on any open space on your side of the battlefield. After the Play Events cards phase is the movement phase, where you'll choose up to 3 units and move them up to 2 spaces each. After that, then it's the attack phase, where you'll choose up to 3 different units and attack once with each. Then lastly, the Build Magic phase. Special abilities always take precedence over the regular rules. You can also announce that a unit is moving 0 spaces in order to activate a special ability that's activated by movement, but this counts as moving one of your units. And you win the game by destroying the other summoner. So you'll take turns going back and forth until one of the summoners is destroyed, which ends the game. Now that the main rules are covered, I'll go over some additional rules. The Swamp Orcs have a special type of wall called a Vine Wall. These walls have 2 hit points each. Units can be summoned adjacent to a Vine Wall, just like a regular wall. Vine Walls aren't shuffled into your deck. If you have Vine Wall cards listed on the reference card, start the game with that many Vine Wall cards in a Vine Wall pile off of the battlefield. Whenever a card tells you to take a Vine Wall, you'll take it from that pile. Vine Walls are considered walls, but they have some special rules. Vine Walls can be placed on any space on the board, even where a unit already exists, but they can't be placed on top of other walls. If you're summoning a Vine Wall into a space that already has a unit, just place the Vine Wall under that unit's card. Unlike normal walls, units can move or be placed on top of a Vine Wall. When a unit moves off a space containing a Vine Wall, you roll a die. If you roll 3 or less, the unit receives 1 wound marker and cannot move off the Vine Wall space. If you roll 4 or higher, the unit moves off the space normally. It's also important to remember that a unit can't use an event or special ability to move through a unit on a Vine Wall. Vine Walls can be attacked even if there's a unit on top of it. So when attacking, the attacking player chooses to attack either the Vine Wall or the unit on top of it. Units that are on top of a Vine Wall are considered adjacent, and they can attack it. Vine Walls block line of sight even if there's a unit on top of a wall. Line of sight is not blocked for the unit that's on top of a Vine Wall. So a unit on top of a wall can be attacked from any direction as long as it isn't blocked by another card. Lastly, when a Vine Wall is destroyed, it's put back into the owner's Vine Wall pile. It doesn't go into the magic pile. Some game effects or special abilities add poison markers to units. Poison markers are considered to be wound markers and they count towards a unit's total number of wounds. So if this unit were to get 2 poison markers, it would die. Also, if a unit has poison markers on it, it's considered to be poisoned. What this means is that when a player attacks with a poisoned unit, they have to subtract 1 from the number on each of their die results for each poison marker on the unit. So if the defender was attacking the hunter, they would roll a die. They rolled a 6, but since they have a poison marker, this die result would become a 5, and since it's 3 or higher, it would still count as a hit. Poisoned units can't attack on a turn if they move 2 or more spaces. Some special abilities refer to boost tokens. All of the effects listed after the when boosted text on a card are only in effect if a card is boosted. When summoning a unit with a boost cost, you can decide whether you want to boost the unit. To boost a unit, you pay magic points equal to that unit's boost cost. Then place a boost marker on the unit to show that it's been boosted. So if I were summoning the Gem Priestess, the boost cost is 2, so I would pay 1 magic point to summon it and 2 more magic points if I wanted to boost it. The unit will stay boosted as long as the marker remains on the card. If a unit is ever destroyed as the result of becoming no longer boosted, you discard the card instead of placing it in the magic pile. Also, a unit that is boosted can never lose its ability as the result of an opponent's card effect. Some factions have Conjuration cards. Conjuration cards aren't shuffled into the deck. Instead, you'll look at your reference sheet to see how many Conjuration cards you should have. Then you'll put those conjurations into a special pile off of the battlefield. Whenever a card tells you to place a conjuration of that type, you'll remove it from the conjuration pile and place it where directed. Conjurations are new types of units, and they are unaffected by game effects that specifically target commons, champions, or summoners. Conjuration units follow all of the general rules for units, with the exception that if they are destroyed by a friendly unit, then you place it in that player's discard pile. That's Summoner Wars. Thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more Cosmic Tavern.